Should I still be muted? Joel, can you hear me? I should still be muted. Well, they can hear me. I'm just talking as normal.
All right. Jake seemed ready to go, so we're turning it over. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. How you doing, our body? We have got a tier list, y'all.
We have a tier list coming up. It's a tier list. It's for all the new partners. It's for the new partners only. We're not going over the old partners.
No way.
There's a lot of partners. There's 15 partners previously that existed that we are not going over. We're only going over the new ones. We're going to talk about all of them. We're going to rate them for EDH based on our limited knowledge of the format. And some of you may agree, some of you may disagree. But it doesn't matter because it's all a Fugazi. Oh, baby. That's right.
A Fugazi, a Fugazi.
I've got my beer here. There's a lime in the beer, and then there's a lime on the side. The reason is because I got a tall boy over here. And when I get done drinking this beer, I'm going to squeeze the lime into the glass, and I'm going to pour the remainder of that beer into this glass.
So you've got a on-deck beer tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Because I know that these partners are going to stress me out.
Well, don't get stressed out by them.
They stress me out. Some of the art stresses me out on some of these cards. I just think it's really hard for me at this point, Joel, to see these cards and not try to see myself there in the situation.
Like see yourself in them?
Yeah, in the art, in the situation, and
oh, wow.
So it's really difficult for me sometimes. So when you think about cards like, like Mob Justice and stuff like that.
I don't want to think about cards like Mob Justice, dude.
I'm just saying.
But I can. Hang on. Nope, don't like that.
Today, people, you know what people wanted to hear today? Today,
What's
people wanted to hear that Jeweled Lotus is tanking in price. For some reason, that's what people wanted to know today.
Yeah, everybody, happy Monday. Holy crap. Haven't seen y'all since last Thursday. Went super hard last week. Completely unplugged from the internet this weekend. That's not completely true. I played some Xbox with my good buddy Jake and our good buddy Rory. That was a good time. Played some Rogue Company, if anybody's ever played that game. Didn't have an upload Sunday. Had a hell of an upload today. If you saw it, Jake talked to us about how Jeweled Lotus is tanking. Only
That's
going
right.
down right now.
That's right.
This week we've got a hell of a release schedule ahead of us. Doing tier list partners. Y'all are watching it live. This video is going to release tomorrow. We got a 3-ways for the new Precon Commander Wyleth Soul of Steel. That's going to be dropping on Wednesday. And then Thursday, who knows? We're going to have some EDH goodness coming at you on Thursday. Because
that's right. If you hear me typing away, it's because I am updating this video as we speak.
Update away. Clinton, hello from Massachusetts. Clinton, I'm in Massachusetts. I don't know if you knew that, but I live in Middle Mass, so booyah. Hello to you from Massachusetts. Thursday, if you're catching the live stream tonight, we're going to have a live stream tomorrow. We're going to play some Commander. No, tomorrow we've got fan fights. Tomorrow night at about 4 Eastern, tomorrow afternoon, I guess, about 4 Eastern, we're going to do some fan fights for the month of November. Our fan fight calendar is nearing the end of the season. The competitors have this month and next month to get some points in, and December's going to be a short month, so we got to get some points in. We got to get some games in. Jake and I will be taking off 2 weeks for the holiday. We can't always be going. I think 50 weeks out of the year is acceptable. What do you think, Jake?
Oh, God, I can't wait to not be making videos for everybody. No, I'm
we
just
have
kidding.
a great time doing this.
No, we do have a great time doing this. It's fun to play the game, and I do think that we need to remind ourselves sometimes, and just a little behind the curtain is like, need to remind myself to play the game and not just make videos for the game. And I miss playing. I'm happy.
Luckily, the 18th, which is this Thursday, so that kind of what you're saying segues perfectly for me. Tuesday, tomorrow afternoon, is going to be some fan fight streams, and then Jake, on Thursday, we're going to get some Commander Legends drafts going on MTGO. That's going to be our Thursday stream. And I'll tell you, I normally schedule out. I'm looking at my schedule for the week right now. I schedule out my blocks pretty specifically, but Thursday I have a stream that starts at 4 and there is no end time on that. I am just pumped to play some MTGO Commander Legends, and we're gonna get the quality of life improvements to MTGO, Jake. I don't know if you remember that, but that's gonna be coming at us. And so
yeah, I'm actually really excited to see what those quality of life improvements are going to be. What exactly will it entail, and how nice will the overhaul be? I will say this, and I just played, a league with Mill, and I actually went 2-3, which wasn't really bad for not ever really using the software in a league, and just playing some Mill. And I just remember being like, oh, this is so daunting, I'm not going to get over it. And somebody was like, you just got to stick with it. And, by the end of that league, I was getting pretty fluent and keeping up with the clock and my opponent. Yeah. That's one thing I hate about that software, is like the clock. And I know that people would abuse it if there wasn't a restriction on it.
It's one of those needs to exist, and you got to learn to live with it, because
that's right.
I mean, there would be people that just walk away from it, and so you gotta get used to it. It's the same thing with Commander. I mean, normally if I'm playing against 3 strangers, game goes pretty fast. But if you take last Friday's stream, where we streamed some Commander with some patrons, as your example, I mean, by the end of the game, all of us had maybe 25-30 minutes left on the clock, and that's 30 minutes each of time. I mean, that game took 2.5 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes, and that's just sitting there bullshitting, and playing the game at the same time. So it's definitely something you got to get used to. I'm interested to see what Thursday is going to bring. I'm super hyped to be drafting this set on Thursday. I just due to the quarantine and everything, I'm not going to be able to play this in paper at all. I'm not knocking those that are. I'm not saying that's the right or wrong way to approach it. Be safe is pretty much my only opinion about that. I just this will be the main experience I get with the game will be MTGO drafts, at least until some future date, cracking open a box with some buds. So I'm super excited for Thursday for sure.
Yes, as am I. I'm trying to pull up chat here, Joel. Can you actually help me figure out why I'm not seeing it? I am not able to pull up the stream. Oh, there we go. There we go. Never mind. I got it figured out.
Got it?
Yep, we're all good.
Clinton, yes, it is a small world. Justin says hola from Texas. So that's an interesting one. There's Ben. Mr. Hoffman, what's up? David, no kidding, man. You got the COVID? Well, please be safe and feel better. Get some rest, get some liquids.
But what are your symptoms?
All right. Jake, I'll be right back if you'll chat with him for a second.
We're going to get the tier list going in just a second here. I'm going to plan on kicking it off in just probably in the next 5 minutes or so. We're going to go through all these cards. We know there's a lot of them that are only going to be viable in limited. Which partners are you most excited about? I am definitely excited about the zero cost Kobold. Rogue Rock? What is its name? I don't know why I can never... Yeah, Rogue Rock. Whatever.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm really excited about that card. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Jake, full art foil Lotus will not be pulled easily. I agree. I do agree. But if you're just trying to acquire a jeweled Lotus, don't break the bank doing it. You're going to have plenty of time to find just a regular copy of the card. And the chance of it appearing in a secret layer is probably going to be pretty high. So if you don't get the Lotus now, don't FOMO out. Don't do anything crazy. I know that EDH is all about the best in slot variant. I get it. 100%. I understand. I had weird symptoms. The worst was a muscle and joint pain. Couldn't get out of bed for 3 days because it hurt to move. Oh, God, that sounds fucking awful.
That sucks, man. Sorry about
Warren
that.
Nabbed a box on Friday. Got a Vamp Tutor and a Scroll Rack. Those cards are probably going to be better than most of the etched foils in the long term. Want to hear something surprising in a good way? Yeah, sure. Devin Scrow. I'm excited for Kamal. Trying to figure out the best partner pairing for him. I was thinking Juska. I think Kamal is great as well. Except he says Sekishima is an awesome commander on its own, but with partner, it's just... I don't understand the emoji. Howdy, lads. Loving tier list vids and streams. Trent, thank you very much.
Holy, it's like, yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Hands together,
Dragon Ball
thank you.
Talk. Why are cards so tiny? I know, they're
DBT,
itty-bitty,
we're gonna swap over. God, card size police over here.
We love it. We love it. Make cards full screen and narrate.
Fine.
I love it. Never let it die. I'm here for your protesting.
Dragon Ball Talk, you're essentially like a director in our heads for our videos. The cards are going to be...
You have no idea how much we talk about...
Too small for Dragon Ball Talk to see.
DBT say. We're always talking about it. We have full meetings where we're like, what is DBT going to think about this?
Gotta make them big. Small heads.
My
big
old
cards.
eyes, yeah, you and me both. Been using the downtime to brew a Belb Aristocrats deck.
David, let me know how that goes. Belb is one that we really weren't sure if that was going to be a good card or not. You can see on our last tier list, we rated it kind of low. Hey, Eric Martin, thank you for that sub. Really appreciate it. Jake, I'm looking at some last couple minute things, and I'll be ready to go here. We're going to go on this view, do the intro with the song, and then we'll swap over and get into it.
Could you actually bring the music down just a little bit in my headphones, or should I?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that a little better?
I think it's just a tiny bit loud.
Yeah, I ticked it down just now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's gonna be 2 clicks up for the actual
now. There
video.
are going to be some of these cards.
Song.
We have looked at them and we have evaluated them. And some of these, I know that we're going to be wrong. I know it. I know that in the future we're going to be proven wrong on some of these cards. Let us know what you think. If you add to the tier list and you have some good, important information, it might appear in the video. We might highlight the comment and talk about it.
Just like how wrong we were about Brawlin and the freaking Shark. It's definitely
I know, but do people even play that? Are they even playing that?
No.
Everyone's like, I can't believe they rated these Shark that doesn't get played lowly. They rated the Shark that nobody plays lowly. That Shark and that Brawlin Shabraz, nobody plays it. They rated it
Brawlin
lowly.
and Shabraz.
Are idiots.
Oh man, our YouTube channel license was almost revoked over Brawlin and Shabraz.
He ranked Jarina at A.
That was actually a mistake. I will agree with them on that one.
I agree. I've never seen anyone play Brawlin and Shabraz either. I know. Right. Where's the Brawlin Shabraz meta that we got crucified for not?
It's almost like we called that.
Whatever. I don't know if people will play this 5-cost Shark. Isn't it 5 cost? I don't look at it enough.
I don't look at it, man. No one wanted to play those. So I think we rated them C's or D's or something.
Now I have to Google Shabraz. This is where my life is.
So when I start the intro song, Jake, you're good to just go.
It is. Oh, sure.
After the first downs. Hey, everybody who's hanging out. Thank you so much. Happy Monday. We've got a big week ahead of us. We had a huge week last week. We're going to have another huge week this week. We are trying to make it to the end of November. We got Thanksgiving break coming up. But this week, there is no holiday. So you get content all week long. We got 2 streams at least planned after this one. Tuesday afternoon, we're going to be doing some fan fight. Thursday, we're going to be doing Commander Legends drafts on MTGO. I
may actually jump in and do a little modern 8 crab update.
There you go.
If you caught the mill stream last week, hope you enjoyed it. But that deck was not exactly where I wanted it to be, and I poked some holes in that list, and we're going to change that around, and I will probably be revisiting it
We are about 5 minutes from starting this tier list. We're going to hit the intro song in about 5 minutes, and we'll get this party train a-rolling. Speaking of party train, Jank says, hey, party people. Jake, I don't know if you got to watch the Command game last Friday, but Jank was in it. Mm-hmm. There was a turn where he comboed off and created like, was it 20 to 30, Jank? I'm pretty sure creature tokens that were all like 4/4s with haste. Something crazy. It was he was running the mirror token. 15-ish. I was gonna say I don't think it was 125. 15-ish tokens. Brutaclad. That's who it is. The mirror token helper general. 15 tokens. It was just over lethal for everybody. Attacked perfectly. This commander. This player. And I dropped Settle the Wreckage, and all of them were exiled, and a ton of lands went on to Jank's board.
So tonight in this tier list, Joel is going to be evaluating the cards, and I'm going to be trying to figure out
are Brawlin and Shabraz any good?
What happened in the art, and how likely is the character depicted in the art going to survive without any food?
We can decide. Jake, do you want to try and decide cuddler or kisser for each of them?
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, that's what I will do, and then you can evaluate the cards, and I think this will be a good thing here.
Yeah, Commander Legends, partner commanders, cuddler or kisser.
Okay. All right. Now this tier list has some spice. This was what it was missing. I was like, do people really want this tier list? Do we need to bring them this tier list?
Yeah, we're a little late. Spice. Some people beat us to the game on this one. We're showing up, though. We're ready to party. About 3 minutes, y'all. We're going to get this going.
Yeah,
cuddler or kisser? So, Jake, what do you think makes an entity a cuddler or a kisser?
Well, let's talk about the Prismatic Piper here.
Okay,
right,
this is a good place to start.
Clearly good with Recorder. Maybe plays Clarinet.
Oh, yeah. And look, there's a lot of softness there. I do see some fire, and so that's got to be balanced.
$5 super chat. Keep it up.
Daniel T with the super chat. Keep it up. Oh, Jank rated me as a cuddler and you as a kisser. So what does that say?
I don't know. It sounds like a good balance. But I would rate the Prismatic Piper as a kisser.
Yeah, I think I would say kisser cuddly, too.
Kind of too elemental and shapeshiftery. And
right. I like really the softness.
Very much.
It looks like, as we get from the fire transitioning into what I'm going to call the hair, I think that part would be soft and fun to cuddle with. Okay, so we understand. This is good. We're wasting this on no tape right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, but this is definitely where the tier list is going to go, and I know that you're kind of memeing and you're secretly hoping that it's not going to go that way, but it will 100% only be.
I am 1,000% hoping it goes further.
Okay, all right, well then we will rate it based on cuddler or kisser. I don't know if that's a subreddit or something, but I'm in for the meme. I don't know if it's it's there's a subreddit called There Was an Attempt To, and so if that exists, then there can be anything.
Jake, full meme is I take 3 minutes and change our entire tier list here to just 2 categories, and it's just kisser or cuddler.
Yeah, let's do that. This tier list is about to be weird, everybody, and we're no longer going to talk about these cards. No, let's.
I don't think we take it that far. We were close right there, ladies and gentlemen.
But we will still rate it.
All right, I'm gonna run an intro song. We'll do the intro on this screen, and then we'll throw it to the others and explain how we're gonna rate them, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, Mr. BuzzFuzz has it right. I cuddle with pillows. Like for some reason, after Annie gets out of the bed, I will wake up and I will just have every pillow long ways, and I have for some reason straddled them and held them and stuff.
Jank thinks you're the kisser, but BuzzFuzz thinks I'm the kisser and you're the cuddler.
I don't know. Tim, what's up? Thanks
Tim,
for hanging out.
You've walked
Tim
in at a
Bister.
weird time.
That's a name I always like to see pop up in chat. Is Tim Bister? I'm always
Bister
like,
has been
Tim
there
Bister's
since we.
popping.
I think Tim Bister is up there with possibly our very first subscriber ever. Which
I
is
think
excellent.
didn't Tim win the Arid Mesa at 500 subs?
Yeah, Tim, can you give us a quick rundown of everything you've won from our channel?
Tim, didn't you win? I'm pretty sure he won the Arid
Happy
Mesa.
Monday, House. I'm pretty sure that Tim has won the vast majority of the prizes.
See, this is why I was ready with the beer, because you see I'm already almost done, and now I have my lime ready to go.
Tim said he was third alternate on the Arid Mesa. I like that you remember, though.
Third alternate on the Arid. Who the hell won the Arid?
I can't remember.
I thought it was Tim.
Lumix wants to know when's the next What I'm Buying video going to be out.
Well, you will see this as a stack of mail that is starting to pile up, and it will be coming out in probably the next couple days. I have a couple things that are going to be arriving in the mail. And then also, obviously, Commander Legends is on the horizon.
So much
We
Legends.
have Commander Legends regular booster box that we're opening, a draft booster box that I will be opening, and then one Commander Legends collector booster box, and that's it. That's what you can expect from the channel. So go to Alpha Investments for all of the double collector boxes every day. There's also a couple channels that pop up and start opening
sure
booster
we'll be
boxes.
seeing openings videos from Alpha Investments
100%.
until February or March.
Yeah, well, right now he's doing Zendikar Rising. He's been doing those, and then Commander Legends is going to be coming out. We're going to see tons of those. Jeweled
Max.
Lotus, don't freak out, don't FOMO out. The card is going to be very available. I hope that you have learned from watching the channel that you didn't need to go out and go crazy and buy Jeweled Lotus early on. Tried to make that as apparent as possible. However, we are stoked about the card. We made a video about turn 1 win with it. There's a lot of great combos that you can do with the card, and
We have more
it's very
videos
niche,
about
very niche.
Jeweled Lotus than any other specific card in the game, I'm pretty sure. I don't think
Jake will pull full art foil Jeweled Lotus. I'm taking a screenshot because if it happens, ooh,
BMay
baby,
81.
we're going
BMay
in.
81 gets the luck. Jake and Joel are Jeweled Lotus. Jank, it was very close. That almost became the new name of the channel.
Jake, how do you feel about sealed Commander Legends boxes for investment? Wish I'd hung on to some Battle Bond. You know, I didn't actually get any sealed Battle Bond. I do have a sealed Unstable box that was around that time. I don't know. In the era that we live in, which is Secret Lair all the time, cards reprinted on the list, they don't even need like a functional reason to put a card into a set. So it's like, you know, like Theros, we saw Thoughtseize pop up, and that was the first time Thoughtseize had a reprint. I remember looking so hard for Thoughtseize and trying to pick up those Lorwyn copies, and they were so expensive. And then when it came out in Theros, I was like, yes, I got them all, but they needed like a thematic way to make that card pop up in a set. And so like in a core set, we'll see like a card like Crucible of Worlds pop up, or the Ley Lines, but now they're just like, well, this card's going to appear on the list, and we're going to do mystery boosters, and we're just going to do like 1,600 random cards. And so at this point, it's just like, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, are most of the cards in Commander Legends going to tank? How many staples do we see? Jeweled Lotus is going to be a staple. I really like the Courts. I really like Chroma's Will. I think that's an excellent instant that kind of reminds me of like Teferi's Protection, but it has versatility. It reminds me of Heroic Intervention. There's like a lot of cards that we can talk about, but I just don't know. There's tons of stuff that's starting to settle to the bottom already, and the set isn't even out. Went through and bought 5 Jeweled Lotus for 200 each, now worth half that. Tops, totally amazing investment. VP perf. I hope that is a lie. I hope you're just trolling. I hope that you're just like memeing on the Timmies and dunking on the Timmies. Giuseppe Mellon, I started laughing hysterically when Jeweled Lotus dropped from 130 to 70. Yeah, that was a big drop. Big.
It was 100% a joke. Good. I was going to say, if it wasn't a joke, you got to subscribe to our channel, because We would have told
No.
you about a week and a half ago to wait, and we will
Like-
tell you when to buy those.
And that's the thing is like, we're always gonna do the best to give you the most educated answer based on years of experience. Joel got me into this game, but I got really into the finance side of it and stuff, and so we represent a really good balance, and that's why we have like such a weird varied channel of like tons of different, like we're going to cover finance and commander and just
One
random
day it's
stuff.
like buy these foil singles, and the next it's like here's some token generators for the color white.
Yeah, exactly, because I think like it's just we're just I don't know. Let's start this tier list. I think we're gonna
start this. I'm gonna answer this question just because it's right here, and I can easily grab. I keep most of my money cards in top loaders.
David
top
Armstrong,
loaders.
I agree with you. Chroma's Will of Sleeper, best white card in the set. I agree with you 100%. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Joel.
No. That's all I was gonna say. Lumix asked if I kept my collection in top loaders or binders like you, and I was saying that I just I keep my most valuable cards, which isn't anything. My collection is like nothing compared to Jake's, but my most valuable stuff I keep in top loaders, penny sleeved in top loaders.
And my most valuable stuff is in a small box, and it's
at the bottom of the ocean, protected by
small
an
box,
octopus.
and they're all
Phil.
in wide penny sleeves in semi-rigid loaders in a bag with silica packets around them, and it's just like all of my most high-end cards and some stuff that I really want to get graded. That's how I do all of mine. So a little bit different than Joel, but as long as you're protecting the goods, keep them in a temperature-controlled environment. Don't leave your foils out. If you care about the foils, put them in a sleeve immediately, like for real.
Yeah, Max.
And
Jake's cards
get it
are
in a
rigged with
binder.
booby traps. Jake's cards, if you open up the binder too fast, a poison dart shoots out and catches you right in the throat, and you're just like, oh.
That's true. I don't have any power, though. I don't have a lot of like good old Legends cards or any of the Four Horsemen sets or any of that stuff. It's just like, it's all right. I have a lot of good reserve list stuff, but not like anybody that we see on the internet.
No.
That was a weird thing to say. Anything that we see on the internet? Yeah.
Not like any of those ones we see on the internets. All right, you ready to do this thing?
Yep, I'm gonna pour this beer and then let's start talking about some cards.
Yep.
And I get it.
Out here.
As soon as you're ready to get it going, I get it. Now, guys, you got to know this. This is going to be a little bit different. This tier list, we're going to record this, and then you will not be able to watch it back. We're going to release a video tomorrow. So if you want to catch it, if you missed it, it's going to be released as a normal vid during the time slot tomorrow. So just so you know. Anyway.
Good. Let's try and do a little bit of a cold open here. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready, man.
I'm going to throw it to you. You're going to hear the song kick in, so you got to try and time it, okay?
No, I'm not going to try to time anything.
I'm just going to start the song. That's where we're going to start. You ready? Everybody, you're going to get to watch a video recorded right before your eyes. In 3, 2.
Hello. Welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We have got the partners, the non-reprint partners from Commander Legends that we're going to rank on a tier list, and we're hoping that chat's going to jump in and help us as well. But before we do that, if you would, go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video by the end of it, it really helps us out.
It's the best way to support the channel with just the click of a button. In 2020, our goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers. So if you are a fan of the channel, if you have been waiting to subscribe, there's no time like the present. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and log in if you're not logged in and click subscribe. We've got a lot of cards to talk about today. Joel.
Let's get into it. Let's swap over and we'll explain to you how we're going to grade, tier, list, rate these cards. So, we're tiny and up here now. Whee! The tier list is below us, and you will see the card that we will be discussing on the right down there. We've got two main ways. all right, that we're going to go over these cards. The first way is the way that you would expect. We're going to talk about these cards in a bubble individually. We are not going to say, oh, well, this one's higher because it plays really well with this commander. We're not going to say these two partners are great together. We're going to judge their viability as a partner in any combination stand alone. Jake, tell them about the other way.
And the other way is, are they a kisser or a cuddler?
That's right, you heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to decide whether these partners are either a kisser or a cuddler.
Can we talk about kissing on the internet? That seems a little X-rated.
I think that it's going to be
PG.
Can I say
X-rated in a video? That seems a little mature
X-rated
for audio.
I think that we can keep it PG, but we can rate them on kisser or cuddler. This video has already
been flagged for saying X-rated.
Oh man, this one's not going to be monetized for sure.
Go ahead and take your pants off if you're hanging out.
Let's get into this, Jake. We're going to, like I said, discuss these in a vacuum power level, and then we're going to decide, are they a kisser or are they a cuddler? Let's start with the Prismatic Piper. 5 costs 3/3 if it's your commander. Choose a color before the game begins. It is the chosen color. Clearly designed for limited environment. I'm going to say that we should put this one at what?
It's
just
a what,
because
dude.
it is
I
what
mean,
it is.
outside of limited, there's no reason for you to play it. It's a great functional card. It's the beautiful art. It's kind of like the art of the set. It was one of the first artwork pieces that we saw when the set was being previewed and teased, and I really do love Seb McKinnon's art, and I think it's a great card. But yeah, what is exactly where I would put it? So I'm happy we're on the same page for that.
So would you say, Jake, is Prismatic Piper a kisser or a cuddler?
Plays a recorder. Makes me think of clarinet and flute, all lip instruments. It's a shapeshifter. It looks like if you tried to give it a hug, it would turn into a big cloud of smoke and be like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm a genie.
Or burn you. Or get you all wet.
Get you wet, burn you, make a joke. But I think it's a kisser.
I think it's a kisser. Let's look at Achroma Vision of Ixidor. Besides being a huge flavor win for me and just a huge kind of Vorthos win for me, Achroma Vision of Ixidor is a very expensive mythic commander. 2 white, 5 other, 6/6 angel. Flying first strike, vigilance, trample. At the beginning of each combat until end of turn, each other creature you control gets +1/+1 if it has flying, +1/+1 if it has first strike, and so on for double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, protection, reach, trample, vigilance, and partner. And it has partner, obviously. This is a very expensive 7-cost commander. I feel like this isn't coming down on the battlefield more than once or twice, but I do feel like it's got some viability in an attacking deck.
It reminds me of like Soul Render. You know that card? It's like but yeah, very expensive. However, it's like keyword soup, and it's just all the things that you could possibly want. And it's a very, very strong card. But again, it reminds me of kind of like high cost good stuff. And so even though I think the card is very strong and it will probably pair well with something, like rating it by itself, I would rank it at like the minimum I could possibly go on it is a B, even though the casting cost is so high, just because of everything that's going on. That's just how I feel.
I just went ahead and dropped it there because we completely agree on this one. I think it's a higher cost. I think it's solid though, and if you can get a good aggressive deck going, maybe one that's got green and can ramp and cast this multiple times, and then use some of your ways to cheat your commander in, be it the land that pulls it from the command zone to your hand, or any kind of recursion, leaving it in the graveyard kind of thing. I think it's got some potential. Jake, I'm going to start the kisser or cuddler part of this with saying Achroma's got spiky metal legs, and so I feel it's more like kisser. Definitely like Kiss of Death, but kisser nonetheless. You agree?
I'm just analyzing.
Yeah, really analyzing. I like that. Taking your time with it. Got a spiky gauntlet
Jenk
punch
says
here.
She's a super aggressive kisser.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
No, yeah, I would go with kisser as well. You had me at spiky legs.
Yeah,
and
spiky
I was like,
legs.
you know what? Spiky legs, I'm not. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Alaru, Solemn Ritualist is a 5-cost.
I'll go ahead and read. I'll read for you
ahead
on this one. You don't have to do all of them. I can help you out.
Knock
1 white, 4 other for a 3/3 legendary creature, human monk. When Alaru Solemn Ritualist enters the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a non-token creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And obviously it has partner like every card we're going to be talking about today. And this is one of the uncommon cards that are brought to us. I think there's some good synergy here. A little high cost for any kind of very competitive EDH deck, but I think it will see some play.
Yeah, I do like that it does trigger itself. It does put some counters out so that you can then create some 1/1s on some death triggers. I feel like that 3/3 for 5, it's just not quite punchy enough. And I mean, you know, you got to have a board that is ready to have some +1/+1 counters on it. And what are you building this into? Like I mean, not an attacking deck. I would not think that's super strong just to drop 2 more power on the battlefield. And it's got to go other target creatures. It doesn't, like, he can't make himself a 5/5. You know what I'm saying?
This is what's great about these partners, is that these partners are very niche. Yeah. And there are people that are going to figure out ways to get really good use out of them. Maybe this just belongs in the 99 of certain like aristocrats kind of decks, because, you know, we're going to get that redundancy in those tokens from anything that dies that has counters. However, you know, I would rank it at like probably at like a solid C. Not like, oh, it's a C, man, that card sucks, but just like it's a good.
Yeah, it's on the B side of C for me for sure. Oh wait, Jake, Alaru, kisser or cuddler?
I think pretty cuddly.
Yeah, light some incense in the room. This is definitely like spend some time together. We're gonna get some aromas going. Probably, you know, there's a drink sitting on the shelf just out of frame there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm with you on Cuddler. Arden Intrepid Archaeologist is next up. 3 cost 2/2 Core Scout. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipment you control to target permanent or player. This has got a lot of playability in my mind.
Hugely good.
Yes.
Very big good here.
Any number,
I'm a fan
just
of the card.
Pull them all to one thing like a magnet. Oh man, yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, it's low cost, low to the ground. I like low to the ground. Get it out early. You know, you could get this out super early, and we all know about the big old 10/10 hammer. It's just like, right. Yeah, I'd be down with like easy A, teetering on A.5, but I don't think we're giving out A.5s. No. We've got some A's, we've got some S's in chat.
I'm with A on that one.
Yeah, I think S. I think S is a little. That's tough, but it is nice to have a card in white that is teetering on that A.5,
especially at uncommon. It's kind of interesting. It's an uncommon commander. You know, with the. You have to see the full total support in the entirety of the set, but in limited, this would be a commander that I would think very strongly about getting. You do also have to remember it is 4-person pods you will be playing in that experience, so you know an aggressive strategy needs some support.
Let us know in chat. Is there an etched version of this? Is there going to be an etched version of this? No,
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think so. This one for me, Jake, I do think is a kisser. I think that Arden's a little too busy to cuddle.
We have yeses in chat. There will be an etched version of this. All legends have etched. Thank you. So if you are watching the video, you're not here in the live stream, all legends will have this etched version. So
Arden, kisser or cuddler, Jake? I like the time.
I think kisser, dude.
Yeah, I'm a kisser. I'm with you on kisser on that one.
I mean, but it's tough. I think maybe both.
Yeah. Maybe. I would say, I mean, it's like, I feel like he gives a great dad hug.
He gives us dad cuddles. I see that.
But like a hug. I think Arden's busy. Arden works all day. Arden just needs to sleep. But he does look like he's got some passion. Let's look at Keleth. Sun main familiar. The kisser cuddler argument is going to be very interesting for this one. But first, let's talk about it as a commander. 1 white, 1 other, 1/1. 1 white, 1 other, 1/1 horse. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and it's got partner. So attack trigger, +1/+1 counters on any commander. I feel like this one's kind of a womp for me.
Jake is freaking killing me in chat. He goes, I hope cuddler. Okay. Yeah, it's very medium for me. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, we'll go with C.
I just would hard pass on it. Even like after reviewing a chroma and being like a chroma is so expensive, I would easy run a chroma. Or is that a chroma? Was that what that was? That wasn't a chroma. Yeah. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. A lot of people are going to say Rogue Rock or whatever, or
yeah, but still, that's
very
not
medium.
even that's not very even medium. a very good use of it. It's just medium. So what would you say, Keleth, Kisser, or Cuddler?
I don't know if I could rank it at what, just because I do think there's going to be some niche use for it. So I think I could rank it at a solid C here.
Yeah, I'm with you on C.
Yeah.
Kisser or Cuddler on this legendary horse?
Well, for me, I would hope it's a Kisser.
I mean, for me, I would hope it's a Cuddler. Those teeth. Have you ever seen a horse bite something? You ever seen a horse bite a carrot?
No,
I'm just going to leave it at that.
I'm going Cuddler. I think,
yeah.
Long day of riding the horse. We could probably sit down, watch a movie at the end of it,
Use it as a body pillow. Livio, right. Oathsworn Sentinel. Read this one, Jake.
Yeah, 1 white, 1 other for a 2/2 legendary creature human knight with the ability 1 white, 1 other. Choose, and this is a colon, choose another target creature its controller may exile it with an Aegis counter on it, and then 1 white and 2 other in a tap ability, return all exile cards with Aegis counters on them to the battlefield under their own owner's control and partner. So kind of a fun card here. I see this as being best used abusing ETBs. I think this card is very strong. I like it. It's low to the ground. Again, it has some nice versatility on it. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I love the art on it.
So Livio's interesting because Livio exiles them and then puts an Aegis counter on them. Yeah. So that means that Livio can then die, go back to the command zone, be recast for 4, but then also be able to use that ability once he's able, whether or not he has haste. Turn 1 or after you've untapped with him. So you can save quite a bit of your board in essentially cold storage, to use the name of an older MTG
Get ready to board wipe, get ready for a Wrath of God, a Day of Judgment, start getting rid of those nice pieces. I see this being really nice paired with green and cards like Eternal Witness and anything that's going to get cards back from the graveyard to the hand and that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of versatility on it. And again, I see this as like a support commander. I don't see this as being like the big commander that's going to win you the game, but it's like the nice second in command that's just like, I'm here to exile stuff. And I would rank it at probably an A, just because we really do have to think about the casting costs of the card, the versatility of the card, Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm in between B and A on it. I do like it more at A. I think I'm on the A side of B, and so I'm completely down to rank it B there. So, Jake, the question is, Livio, Kisser or Cuddler?
I think cuddly. I'm thinking cuddly.
Wrap you up in his big armored arms at the end of a long day. I don't know, man. Would you want to cuddle with Livio? You know what it probably smells like inside that armor after a long day of fighting evil in the forest?
Yeah, it might be nice to just do like a quick peck and move on.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at with you. Oh, this question's going to be simple on this one. Next up, we've got Prava of the Steel Legion, 1 white, 2 other, Cat Soldier, 1/4. As long as it's your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/+4, and for 4 mana, you can drop a 1/1 soldier creature token onto the battlefield. Man, I really wish that was creature tokens you control get like +2/+1 instead of +1/+4.
Yeah, but in any kind of situation that's going to be like creatures you control deal combat damage equal to their toughness, so like any kind of like high alert type thing is going to really like this card. I do think it's a niche use, but I think it's a fun card. Casting cost is good. Toughness is fine. Again, it's another one of these cards that I think is going to be run as, the second in command, or just like I love having the token generation built into the card, though. I like anything that you can play and then sink mana into and create tokens, and the fact that this is a commander, you can get it back, it's one of those things that I kind of talk about in like Voltron situations. If your commander's been removed too many times, you need to think of different ways to utilize the things that you're putting on the commander. Again, a little bit squishy. I think it's fine. I would rate it like a B, maybe B minus.
Yeah, I'm kind of
That's
on
fair.
C, so we can see about that. I will say in its defense, so not in its defense, I don't like that as long as it's your turn. I wish it was one of those that was like different for if it's your turn, if it's not your turn.
100%.
+4, +1, or +1, +4 kind of thing. But think about this. I mean, it does turn like 0/1 tokens into 1/5. I mean, yeah, 1/5s. It turns 1/1 tokens into 2/5s. And so if you're attacking line, if your whole thing is just create tokens and swing every turn, you know, maybe it's not that bad. I do kind of feel like I'm on C. Would you agree with that, or do you think there's a case for B?
I just think about, you know, like pairing it with something like Divine Visitation, which is just, you know, straight up,
of course,
you know, combo just by drawing the card. And you know, I think it's fine. I'm fine ranking it at a C. I don't have to have it be higher than a C. I think C is fine.
So with Prava, I'm going to say 100% Cuddler. And
no evasion. Ansel with no evasion, I do agree. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And it's not going to be able to evade my Cuddles either, which is kind of where my answer falls on that one. And I don't really think we need to discuss Kisser or Cuddler on Prava.
I think it's a Cuddler. I do want to re-emphasize that I think the card is very strong, even though we're ranking it at C.
Okay, let's move it up to B. If you want to re-emphasize that it's really strong, we'll put it on B.
A B, dude. I really do think it's a B.
All right, you'll get yelled at like you got yelled at for Jarena, maybe.
Fine. That's fine. Some people might not like that I rank it at B, but I really do think it's B. Radiant Sarah Archangel. We got a high converted here. 1 white, 6 other for 6/4 flyer. Tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant Sarah Archangel gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn, and of course it has partner.
Yep, I think that number one, Radiant's going to kind of envelop you in the wings of the Archangel, and so that's going to be like this heavenly cuddle. Past that, I don't know if Radiant's going to be interested in kissing or cuddling. As a creature, I do think it's fairly strong. Being able to create 1/1 birds and or angels, 4/4 angels, to use as tap fodder to give Radiant protection from the color of your choice. That's a super decent ability for a Voltron commander. Kind of high CMC for a Voltron commander. You want to make sure...
I hate the CMC on this card, dude.
You got to get
all
your pieces.
The CMC is just holding it way back.
For sure, but can you imagine if this was a 5-cost creature? I mean, this would be broken, so broken with the instant speed ability to gain protection from the color of your choice, as long as birds, you know, as long as you've got flying tokens, essentially.
Well, that's the idea with the card, is as soon as you get it online, you better have built the deck in such a way to where it doesn't die.
After the discussion about Prava, I think this is a C, and I do think you're right, and I will back you up in the comments, meanies, that Prava is a B and not a C, at least according to our scale. Did you agree with my analysis of Kisser 100%. Or Cuddler for Radiant?
Oh, I would go Kisser. I would go Kisser on Radiant.
Oh, really? I would go Cuddler with those wings.
Oh, the wings do look welcoming, but I think that's like a... I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at a Kisser.
Yeah, absolutely. Rebecca, Architect of Ascension, is a 4-cost 3/4 human artificer. Artifacts you control have protection from each CMC among artifacts you control. This is a lot. There's a lot of math involved with this commander. Protection from each CMC among artifacts you control. Artifacts, man, you just got to keep a list over to the side. Oh, that artifact has protection from CMC 2, 3, 4, and 6.
Yeah, but that being said, I think it's really easy to have everything getting protection from...
Absolutely.
From everything,
well, and
right?
I mean, if you're dropping a 0-cost artifact, of which there are many, then even your artifact tokens, if I'm not mistaken, are going to have protection from all artifacts. But no, it's they have protection from the CMC among artifacts you control. So it's not just protection from artifacts of those numbers. I'm trying to understand this one, and I'm doing a poor job. But I do think
No, that's
if
all
we've
right.
got,
That's all right.
yeah. So if we've got, I mean, the potential
That's why
exists
we
for
have
this to
chat
get
here, and
busted.
chat can help us a little bit. I think the card is good.
Yeah.
Artifacts, it's going to be very, very quick that this card can get out of hand.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, if you are building in the right amount of artifacts into the commander deck, obviously you got to draw them, you got to play them, and it's all singleton. But I mean, you have the potential here to really build like this completely can't be touched army.
Let's look at this Silas Wren. Everybody's talking about Silas Wren, so let's look at this. This would be an Esper deck.
Yeah, it's one of the partners from 16, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from Commander 2016. Here, I'll bring it over here if we're going to talk about it. It's one of the older partners, but it does have Death Touch, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You can cast this card this turn. So yeah, sure, there's a lot of partners with artifact synergy, but I'm looking at the ability of her to protect herself, right? We need to make sure that our 3/4 can't be killed, which can be done with artifacts pretty easily.
That's a good point.
But once we've got her pretty well shielded up, then it's going to be very possible that we can get this like indestructible army online. I don't know. It's right in the middle for me.
I think B is fine for this card. I think that there's going to be definitely some people that can abuse it. We might be very wrong. It might just be like an S plus, but I mean, I just overvalue spot removal. So when I'm ranking a card, I have spot removal in my deck. So I kill this on sight.
But every commander dies to removal, so it's hard to use that. Hard to use that as a judgment of.
Yeah, I see people that are saying it's an A and an S. I can see the power level on it.
I don't know. I'm comfortable leaving it a B, but I do want to know, do you think Rebecca is a kisser or a cuddler?
I think kisser. That's a very nice face.
Yeah. Got some good robes going, though. That's like a bunch of nice blankets to lay down in.
That's true.
Yeah, I could see that. True. Here's going to be a fun one to decide that.
That was a tough card to evaluate.
Yeah, it is a tough one to evaluate. That's one of those that kind of could fluctuate between S, A, and B. Let's talk about Brynlin the Moonkraken, though. And if I'm looking at a kisser, I definitely know what I'm looking at. 7/8 cost for a 6/8 Kraken. When it enters the battlefield or whenever you cast a spell with CMC 6 or greater, you can return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
Ooh. Too big, man. It's just too big.
It's a lot. It's high CMC tribal. I mean, it fits really well into the Simic commander that everything, high CMC is going to have Cascade. Fits really well into the 99 of some decks, I think. But
like it
for me,
enters
this isn't
and bounces, but it enters for 8 mana. And I get it. You can ramp, you can use mana rocks and get it out earlier. But even when it enters and gets its payoff for its price, it's only bouncing something.
If we stay consistent, Jake, with our Commander Legends, then this is a 99 card. This isn't a Commander. And that means that it drops into what?
Yeah, I just can't ever see myself playing this as a commander. I might be wrong, but I just you can't start the first cast at 8. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm 100% though that Brynlin is a kisser.
I would cuddle with it.
You just want to get wrapped up in all that?
Yeah.
Talk to us about Elegith.
All right, Elegith Crossroads Augur, 2 blue, 4 other. For a 5/6 flyer, legendary creature Sphinx. If you would scry any number of cards, draw that many cards instead. Partner, hugely powerful card. The casting cost is reflective of that.
Yeah. But it's still solid.
I think it's very good. I think it's just absolutely very good. Easy A.
I'm easy A on this one. I don't think it teeters over into S.
If the casting costs were cheaper. Jesus, Joel, can we just talk about this?
But one less and this card is broken.
Imagine if this card came out when you first started playing Magic.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, of course. We could play that
game. Could you even imagine it?
any number of cards from this year we could play that game, but for Elegeth specifically, I think that I'm strong A, and that's just kind of where it falls. Being able, I mean, velocity is obviously one of the best things in Commander, and being able to convert scries into draws, I just know that there's a lot of artifacts and a lot of lands.
This turns preordained into an ancestral recall.
Sure,
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
not instant, but yeah, I mean, I think the card is very, very good. Pair it with something cheap. I would say easy A. Are we going to see an S on this list? I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see. We shall see. I'm on Cuddler with Elegeth. Those big, strong paws, I'm pretty sure would be great to cuddle with. Plus that like hair and beard, you could like play with it.
Yeah. Like we do have to hold on. I'm still thinking about the power level of the card. Sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm just thinking about, it's like if you don't have it on the field, you might be playing cards that otherwise you shouldn't be playing, if you want to get the most out of this card. No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine at A.
I think there's a strong number. There's a good number of strong commander cards.
I think Cuddle.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on Cuddler. But I think there's a good number of commander cards that have scry as some part of them, and you just lean a little harder into that, and you're going to get some good value off of that. Here's SCR Wordwing Familiar, if you'd like to tell us about him.
SCR Wordwing Familiar, 1 blue, 1 other for a 1/3 flyer. Spells your opponent's cast that target one or more commanders you control cost 3 more to cast with a partner. The card is very, very lackluster. However, it does put a nice tax on your commander. It makes things more expensive. I don't see it as unplayable, but I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on the card. I think it's like, I would put it at C.
Yeah, I'm with you on C. What do you think about SCR cuddling or kissing? That's a beak we're looking at, but those are also talons. Feathers would be soft, though.
Cuddler.
Yeah, I'm with you on Cuddler. Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro. 3 mana, 2/3 spirit pirate. Can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand. So, I mean,
I hate that it goes to hand, but I mean, it's pretty good. It's velocity. It's card advantage.
Deals combat damage to a player. Choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard.
Can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're returning stuff. I could see.
Unblockable is pretty cool to have on a commander. I know it's not completely unblockable, but it's like a little pseudo unblockable.
Right. Yeah, I'm right in the middle on this one. It's got a Dees converted. It's got an ability. I mean, what are you doing? You may be cycling. You could cycle. You could self-mill. Either of those strategies would have high potential. And honestly, if you look at this from and again, look, we're not CEDH players by any means, but I do try and speculate in that direction. It's cheap, it's got good avoidance, and if you can get stuff into your graveyard that you can then return to your hand, it still has to attack, so it probably doesn't have a ton of viability in the way I'm describing it. Just wanted to mention it in case it does possibly work. I'm between B and C on this one. Where do you fall?
I'm falling at B, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
If you were thinking B a little bit, let's put it at B.
So, do you think the Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro? I'm inclined to think Cuddler just because of the hit Patrick Swayze film.
Ghost.
Where, like, they can't kiss, but they could, like, get...
They were there. They were there.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Kind of
Plus,
cuddly.
It looks like it could maybe inhabit...
Kissy. I think Kiss her.
You think Kiss her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I think film Ghost... Cuddler. Glacian Power Stone Engineer. 6 cost 3/6, Jake. Human Artificer. Tap it. Tap X untapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. I wish that this said Scry so that we had a good partner for the Sphinx. You just get one card.
It's too expensive, dude.
you're digging down. Yeah, I understand why it needed to be cost this high, but it's just it's like so strong what for me that it just doesn't really. It doesn't tick any
X
box.
Cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. I mean, I love velocity, but if you're looking at a lot of cards, you might be.
Yeah, I mean, I wish you could put more than one card. It's an expensive commander. If it was cheaper, maybe we could, Glaceon's like part of our engine early on.
Yeah, let's just move past him. I don't like him. It's just, in certain graveyard strategies, maybe this is going to be effective, but yeah, I'm not a fan. I just think
it's Glaceon's a kisser or a cuddler?
Kisser.
We're committed to that now. Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator's up next if you want to read them to us.
Yeah, 1 blue, 2 other legendary creatures. Siren, Pirate, 2/2 flying. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage, and it has partner. So right out the gate, there is a really nice combo that's built in with Malcolm and Glinthorn Buccaneer. Because it has combo synergy, it's really hard to rate a card like that, especially with a low cost, lower than an A or a B. So we just have to keep that in mind, just because there is really good combo synergy here.
I think it's a solid B. 3 cost 2/2. It's got flyers, so already the CMC is gravy, and any ability on top of that, you're just getting value for your money, right? It does have to be pirates, so it is fairly narrow in that regard, even though there is a solid combo with another pirate. And so for me, that keeps it out of S and A tier. Normally super narrow stuff would go into C for me, like solid but narrow. But I think that the 2/2 flyer for 3, that's a great return already. And so for me, it becomes a B.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I see breaches popping up in chat. Yeah, I see the synergy here. Yeah, I think B is fine. Yeah. I think B is good for the card.
Yeah,
I want to rank it at A, but again, not a lot of protection built into the card. No protection built into it other than having a low CMC that you can recast easily.
Well, and it's got to be pirates, right? Like,
yeah.
Malcolm
right.
itself can create
but
tokens,
niche is good. We like niche. Niche is good because we don't want just a bunch of good stuff.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want a bunch of good stuff partners that are just like, this is just going to give you really good synergy if you're playing blue. Like,
do you think Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator's a kisser or a cuddler?
Cuddler. He's a bird.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's humanoid, so it's not going to be
pirate.
talons.
It's not a bird. It looks kind of like a bird.
So here we've got Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, 1 blue, 3 other for a 3/1 rogue. It can enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it's got the other abilities of Sakashima, and the legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. I'm already on an A with this one just because the CMC is good, and there are so many partners that if you're doubling their abilities, can be very, very powerful. Lots of early speculation has Vile Smasher and Sakashima together so that we're just doing damage all over the place. So I'm already up in A. I think, is it an S? What do you think?
I think if we're going to give out an S, it's probably gonna be here.
But we can also do.
It's a mirror gallery. It's just a very, very strong effect. You're gonna see that 3/1 and be like, oh, that 1 toughness, but it doesn't really matter.
No. It'll be the power toughness or whatever you copy. The thing is, let's rate it A. I think it's definitely at least an A. We'll go back and we'll see if there's any, I'll pick an S, you'll pick an S, and chat picks an S if we don't have any S's at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
I saw somebody in chat call it Sakashima of 1,000 Kisses, and now I can't get that out of my brain, and I think that's where I have to fall on the kisses versus cuddler argument.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I see chat is saying S. They're like, no, it's an S. And
Well, chat, keep in mind you get to vote for an S at the end.
we might revisit it if we don't find an actual S. It's so hard to just give out an S.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Siani, Eye of the Storm.
Eye of the
Jake.
Storm, 1 blue, 3 other for 3/2 flyer. When Siani, Eye of the Storm attacks, scry X, where X is the number of attacking creatures with flying, and it has partner. I like the converted mana cost on this card. It just seems like draft. It seems like a good limited card if you're trying to pop into blue. It's a good, fine card. It's just fine. It's not unplayable, but I'm not building a deck around it.
I think because it's an attack trigger instead of a combat damage trigger, we do stay out of what territory. But yeah, I do think we're at.
I do see Primal saying goes with the Sphinx. Imagine that in your limited setting though. You're just like you're all in on blue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, you can put it in the deck that has blue as well, but you wouldn't want to partner two mono blue generals. I mean, maybe you do if you just go all in. But yeah, I'm just not super high on the card.
Kisser or Cuddler?
Cuddly.
Oh yeah, Djinns are very cuddly. Here's another cuddler. Armix, Filigree Thrasher. 3 cost 3/2 Golem. When it attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls gets -X/-X until in a turn where X is the number of artifacts you control plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. I was not high on this card the first time I read it, but having read it again in this moment that we're currently living in, I'm suddenly like, well, this is at least very good and limited.
I like Jank saying cuddler already. I think this card is what's really nice about it is it's combo centric. Built into the right shell is huge upside for what's going on, and it has built in removal, which is really nice as well.
We know there's a ton of artifact theme support in Commander already. It's not narrow.
Yes. So for me, I actually think this is pretty strong. It's got that low converted. It's got removal built into your commander. So kind of appeals to the people who don't want to run all of that spot removal. Go ahead and put it on your kind of like support commander. I think I could rank this at like a solid, like very solid B.
Yeah,
like
I'm with you.
Teetering on A. I love the color, black for me. It's like, that's my color in Magic.
This is going to be
one of the most... that Phyrexian art too. It's like this thing is definitely a cuddler.
This is a cuddler. This is a masochist's cuddly best friend right here. I completely agree. Falthus, Shadow Cat Familiar, Jake. Fitting. Read the cat to us.
1 black, 2 other for legendary creature Nightmare Cat. 2/2. Commanders you control have Menace and Death Touch, and it has partner. Again, excellent for limited. I'm just not very high on the card. I think it's a fine card. I love the art on it. It gets you into black if you're drafting black. We've reviewed these cards so much that I'm actually really excited for you to draft like you were talking about this set, because we're going to have a good idea of what's going to be available. I think it's a fine card. Again, not unplayable. Gives commanders you control Menace and Death Touch. The main word there for me is Menace. And again, Menace and Death Touch
is nothing to shake a stick at, dude. Death Touch really deters blocks.
They're great bedfellows because it's like, if they split that damage, you get to, or if they double block, you get to split that damage up, and any point of Death Touch damage is enough to kill something. So I think it's a fine card, but it's like a C or a what for me.
So you think that every creature, every card really in a commander deck has a purpose, right? No one wants any slot in their deck to just be, I just threw something in there. So you have to think that the creatures that people play onto the battlefield aren't necessarily ones that they're going to want to chump block with. Now, you do have cards where that's specifically their purpose. Solemn Simulacrum.
Imagine
Sakura Tribe Elders.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Faltus in the 99 of Kelsian is awesome. As a partner, you're looking at the new Jessica. You're looking at the, rock throwing uncommon, I believe it is. But
we're about to review Tevish Zat. Like,
yeah.
why would you run this over Tevish? Like,
Yeah,
that's what you have to kind of think about.
Well, it's different strategies, right? If you want to go with the attacking, aggressive strategy where your stuff is swinging hard, and it's like, fine, block me. If you block me, you're gonna die. That's just what's gonna happen. I think I'm with you on C, and I'm with you that this is definitely a cuddler. I can just imagine cuddling up with a little Balthus and going to bed.
Yeah, House Tyrell with some good notes as well, with all the Death Touch equipment with Kelsey, and this just seems like an overkill.
Very possibly.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it is kind of a dead card, if it's just chilling and you don't have anything to support it. Keskit the Flesh Sculptor is a 1 black, 2 other, 1/3 human artificer. Oh yeah. Art S+. Tap it, sack 3 other artifacts and or creatures. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard.
Hey, we didn't say whether the cat was a cuddler or a kisser. It was a cuddler.
Definitely cuddler. Definitely.
Yeah,
cuddler.
my bad. Okay. So Keskit, kind of cool card here. I love that velocity.
Sorry, I got hung up trying to picture the Flesh Sculptor as a good kisser, and I just got completely distracted. I do like, that you get to put 2 cards in your hand. That's pretty excellent, especially since you're sacking 3 things. Luckily, it's not narrow into what you're sacking, artifacts or creatures. In the right kind of Aristocrats build, this has definitely got some potential.
Yeah, I think about stuff like Hidden Stockpile and just things that are going to create like meaningless servos and stuff like that. But no amount of like puzzle knots or random.
You think treasure tokens. You think treasure tokens are Thopters, honestly, right? Like you want to. What's the lowest, most nothing you can sack in black? I would say, treasure tokens, thralls.
There is combo built into this guy though. So and remember, he can very easily just be your sidekick. That's like I need to bring in the sidekick and combo out here, and I think that there's some combo potential built in with him, and definitely not the commander that's going to win the game with commander damage. So
I think it's good support. It's kind of like some of these others to me. I think it's a B or a C. Where would you fall on those two? You can have final decision on.
I would be like B-, just because it's so combo centric, just because it's velocity. I think it's fine as a B, but it's like
an enabler.
A B-.
It's not going to win you the game.
Toward a C,
Yeah, I'm between these two for sure. And again, Flesh Sculptor. I think Flesh Sculptor has to be a good kisser. Like they've got some experience with the fleshy bits, if you will.
Yeah,
can I say fleshy bits without getting demonetized?
I tend to agree with you, but at the same time, you have to think about what you can build this into.
Well, you also have to think about what you're getting. Sacking 3 treasure tokens or thralls is not even. I mean, getting 2 cards off the top of your library is better 100%. Than the 3 that you're sacking.
I do agree it's better in the 99.
Well, look, and that's the thing. In Aristocrats build, which is already one of the top commander strategies, this is a fantastic 99 card. You're literally building it to have a bunch of chaff to sacrifice to various things, and Keskit is an enabler that's like, all right, sitting on too many thralls, treasure tokens, clues, whatever you're making, I'll kill 3 of them, and you can have the 2 off the top of your library, or you can just toss those into your graveyard, cast Reanimate on something giant.
Yeah, I'm comfortable at B. Let's move on from Keskit.
You didn't say kisser or cuddler.
I think we have to hope kisser from the Flesh Sculptor here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Miara Thorn of the Glade.
1 black, 1 other for a 1/2. Whenever Miara Thorn of the Glade or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 and 1 life. If you do, draw a card. Great kind of support going on here. I love that low converted mana cost. Low to the ground is good. Definitely very far from unplayable. This card is
right.
It's really nice, and it's honestly, black.
So this kind of card for me is normally automatically a C, but in this case, because it says draw a card, and I think that's been my meme throughout Commander Legends, is take literally any commander, staple on, ka-chink, draw a card, ka-chink, and suddenly I'm like, oh, this might actually be playable. So for me, it moves from a C up to a B, and I'm very comfortable at it being a B.
Yeah, I'm fine with the B on this card. I think it's just a very nice, strong, synergistic. It's got a draw engine in it. It's going to be very hard for me as a Magic player who values card advantage and values having cards and velocity to rank anything with a built-in draw engine poorly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just as a reminder, we are ranking these not for limited. We will mention their limited application, but we are ranking these for constructed regular 100-card
Kiss
commander.
or cuddler? What are we thinking?
I think Miara's got a little mean streak in her. I kind of dig the vibe she's putting off, that like shh, come this way kind of vibe. I'm thinking Kisser for Miara.
Me too.
Tell us about Nadia. I want to call him Nadia.
Nadia, agent of Duskanel.
Yeah.
1 black, 5 other for a 3/3. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on the agent of Duskanel. Whenever Nadia leaves the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens equal to its power. So a nice little replacement going on there when it dies.
This is not a commander.
I hate this. I hate
not...
evaluating this as a commander. I never want it to be my commander.
It's got potential in the 99.
If it were cheaper, yes. If it were cheaper, but that casting cost is just so high.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it does leave a lot behind, and it does grow as other things die. I don't like this as a commander. I think it's fine in the 99. I'm kind of on what for this one just because
Panthers
of all the
for
exile
Life is
effects.
saying A or S as far as it's like kind of broken as like a food chain kind of combo.
100% completely disagree.
It's just too expensive for me.
Yeah, I'm on C or what. If you want to rank it C, speak
well,
now.
It's not, dude. The thing is it's not unplayable, so
Okay.
I can't put it in what. So I'm comfortable at C.
Perfect. Do you think Nadia is a kisser or a cuddler? This one's tough. This one's tough. Some kind of drow, some kind of dark elf.
I think cuddler.
Yeah, I'm with you on cuddler. Live in the
Chancel's
shadows.
a slapper.
Live in the
All right.
What'd you
Singer
say?
the Dark Baron.
Singir. Tell us about Singir.
2 black, 4 other for a 4/4 flyer. Legendary creature, Vampire Noble. Getting in there with that noble creature type. Whenever another creature dies, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Whenever another player loses the game, you may gain life equal to that player's life total as the turn began.
It's so fun. S level fun level?
Yes.
S tier
It's
fun
fun.
level for me.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yes, crazy and limited, 100%.
Oh my gosh, this is a limited bomb. You take this unlimited for sure. I do like that it's growing whenever stuff is dying, so you can play some. I mean, you're always going off about how much spot removals, how much board wipe you put in decks. Give this guy indestructible or some kind of avoidance or whatever you're going to be using to wipe, and then wipe the board. That Singir gets bigger and is just swinging, baby, swinging. However, I wish that the counters kind of played a little bit with the second ability. I really like, on this channel here at Jake and Joel, I love stuff to play that says loses the game or wins the game. That's so fun. That's so fun and entertaining to me. However, I wish that the 2+1/+1 counters had something to do with the rest of the design of this creature. Something like you gain life equal to the number of counters on it, or target player loses life, you gain life. It's kind of a drain when Singir dies. That's
I feel
what
like
I have
I
to say
must
about
be
the design.
like kind of like a bummer to play with, because like I look at this and I'm just not super excited on the card, and I'm not.
Jake's
It's just
definition of a
another
good
card
commander
that's
is, well,
expensive.
that
Well,
dies
and
to
it's funny
removal.
because I play Karavik and he's a 7 cost. You know,
Right,
And
but that whole
Karavik
deck is
very
just board wipe
expensive.
and removal.
Yeah, like I love board wipe and removal. I think the card is fine.
I'm
I
with a
think
B.
it's fine.
I'm with a B on Singir. The 4/4 flyer.
I'm not gonna fight you on a B. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fight you on a B.
Yeah, I think you can kill something pretty soon after it comes in. So you've got a 6/6 flyer for 6 pretty quick, and it's got upside.
That's
with
right.
The loses
And
a game,
everybody,
and it can grow.
you gotta give me a second here because I have to use the restroom because I did that huge beer, and we're not gonna make it through the rest of these cards if I don't. So you gotta give me just a second. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. We're going to let Jake take a quick bio. We've got just over half rated so far. Not seeing a strong S candidate. I think we've possibly got an S in Sakashima, you know? But I'm loving everybody's input about the limited aspect of it yet. I'm waiting until Thursday to play that. And I'm super raring to go. I am so pumped, ready to draft some Commander Legends. If you're hanging out in chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this VOD after the fact, check the timeline down there. You can skip the Jake bio break and go straight back into the ranking systems. When Jake gets back, we have to decide, is Singir the Dark Baron a kisser or a cuddler? Now, I'll tell y'all in advance, and you'll know this before Jake, Singir's a vampire. So I'm assuming that Singir is a kisser because Singir wants to be in close on the neck. Right? Yeah, completely there. I'm completely with you on that one. I'm pretty sure Singir is a kisser and more than a cuddler. If you're confused about what I'm talking about, Jake and I tonight are ranking our Commander partners from Commander Legends, new ones, the non-reprint ones, according to power level, in a bubble, not really talking about what they go well with or what they could synergize with to be better, but in a vacuum, which of these commanders are strong and playable. And that's one way that we're ranking them. And then the other way that we're ranking them is, are they a good kisser or a cuddler? Jake is back. Singir the Dark Baron, Jake, kisser or cuddler?
Kisser.
Yep, vampire. It's a vampire, wants to get in close on the neck. Me, chat, everybody. Singir's a kisser. Let's look kisser, at Tevish Sat, Doom of Fools. I'm going to make an attempt at this one. 1 black, 4 other, 4 loyalty, legendary planeswalker. +2 ability is create 2 0/1 black throw creature tokens. +1 ability is you may sack another creature or planeswalker. If you do, draw 2 cards, then draw another card if the sacrifice permanent was a commander. And the -10, gain control of all commanders. Put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield under your control. Notable that ultimate, if you can just get Tevish up to 10, -10ing returns Tevish to the command zone. You gain control of all commanders, and then you put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield, including the Tevish that you just sacrificed. And so then you get to use Tevish again that turn, which is absolutely insane. This card to me is a house. It's at least an A. It really...
Yeah, I would put it at A. It's like, it's a toolbox all built in. It protects itself. It has a sacrifice ability. It has a draw engine built into it. I think it's a great card. And, you know, anything that you pair it with, you know, I think it's going to be able to hold its own as a card. So for me, it is easily an A. It teeters on S. It might be our closest that we're going to come to an S.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll jump on that there at the end. Jake, do you think Tevish is a kisser or a cuddler? And before you answer me real quick,
cuddly.
Derek, Lucas, Martin, Marcos, thank you for your subscriptions while we've been streaming here. Yeah, Tevish Zat with all those tentacles, definitely a cuddler. Tormod the Desecrator, Jake, you want to tell us about a zombie wizard?
You got it. 1 black, 3 other for a 4/2. Zombie wizard. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token partner. So cards like Reassembling Skeleton, Gravecrawler, cards like these come to mind. Anything that's going to leave your graveyard, you're getting additional value out of. The casting cost is kind of medium on it. Not super stoked on the toughness of the card. But again, I think it's a really good utility card, a nice little sidekick to whatever your main strategy is. It provides some redundancy, gets a little go wide strategy going, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it's a C. I'm not really sure what I would put it, that I would put it above that. Does that fall even for you?
I am seeing Infinite Combo Commander popping up in chat. That's definitely worth considering. I think it's a fine card. I would rank it at a B. I think it's very far from unplayable. And again, those graveyard strategies, I think that's something worth considering.
Yeah, I could roll that on a B.
Everybody's saying S and A. Like, what is it comboing with that's making it so powerful?
I'm seeing C's as well. Yeah, I mean, not knowing what the infinite combo is with this, just on the surface as a power level commander, I'm thinking it's one or more cards. You don't get a 2/2 for each card that leaves. I'm definitely not entertaining this over a B, and I'm thinking it's more C.
Yeah, Jake is actually saying not hard to combo with Crawler and Alter. So yeah, in that kind of situation.
What doesn't combo with Alter?
Yeah, I think let's leave it as a B just because I do think it's a utility card. It's a great, again, I guess we call it a sidekick or like a alternate commander, whatever the backup is. Yeah. I think it's a fine card. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think this as a Lich is definitely a kisser. Gonna suck the life right out of you. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
Looking at Elena.
Kisser is good. We are
Elena
making
Kessick
it into
Trapper.
the red cards here.
Oh yeah. Right. 1 red, 4 other 4/3 human scout, first striker. Tap to add an amount of red mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control that entered the battlefield this turn. This one I do know actually has quite a lot of infinite combos built around it. I think that this is between B and A for me. Alone, not great. As a combo enabler, pretty good. So I'm sitting around A.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. Converted a little high on the card, but again, that power level, very, very powerful, adding an amount of red mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control that enter the battlefield this turn.
If it's at least 3,
big deal.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You're adding anything that can tap to add 3+ has a lot of combo potential. And so Elena, if you get the right creature entering the battlefield, you're able to go infinite with this commander pretty easily.
Yeah, agreeing with Ty in chat saying great sneak attack commander. That's what comes to mind for me as well. You remember with sneak attack, you're entering it into the battlefield and then it gets returned, or is sneak attack a sacrifice? I'm pretty sure it gets returned to your hand. Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. So anything like Cedrus that is just going to unearth something, having this in the 99 of a deck like that. Oh yeah, it is sacked. That's right.
Oh, did you say sacked? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so very, very, very powerful card. I would rank it at an easy A as well.
Yeah, I think it lives there.
Yeah,
I also
think first strike to boot as well. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're using her as a combo enabler, not so much 100%. An attacker.
100%. Yeah.
I believe that Elena's going to have.
Not bad.
Yeah, I guess. Not a ton of combat. Yeah, but maybe. I think Elena's got a lot of bear skins that are going to be real nice to cuddle on.
Yeah, I agree. I think cuddly. I think pretty cuddly.
Talk to us about breaches.
All right, Breaches Brazen Plunderer. 1 red, 3 other for a 3/3 menace. Whenever one or more pirates you control deal combat damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. And obviously, it has partner.
It's narrow. I mean, it's 1 or more pirates you control deal damage. You get to exile the top. So it's narrow, but it does have that red, card velocity that is getting built into the red slice of the pie nowadays.
Yeah.
But I'm not high on this commander.
Exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. So this is the kind of thing that's going to be stealing soul rings and mana crypts and like just silly stuff. I think it's
it's got to be pirates. And it's only a 3/3.
I know it has to be pirates, but pirates is definitely has some heat. And after this set, pirates is going to have a lot more good cards to add into that deck. I think I would rank it at a B, even though it's narrow and it's pirates.
You think Breaches is as good as Filigree Thrasher or Acroma? Or this card drawing elf?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like Acroma is just so expensive. So yeah, I do think Breaches is probably going to see more play and get cast faster.
You are in a good mood for these partner commanders tonight. Breaches, do you think is a cuddler or a kisser?
kisser.
Dargo the Shipwrecker is a 7-cost 7/5. Jake's going to rate this an S just ahead of time. It's because it's a pirate. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sack any number of artifacts and or creatures. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each permanent sack this way and 2 less to cast for each artifact or creature you sack this turn. I do believe this is a strong commander, especially for an uncommon, just because you can reduce that cost over and over and over. This is a high commander damage potential. Win. This is high.
Trample.
Yeah,
Trample
exactly.
is relevant.
That's
Trample
what I'm
is
saying.
Nice.
It's very easy to get Dargo onto the battlefield for 1 red mana and some treasure tokens, and so especially if you're building this into a deck like Kathis or whatever this one is here that's sacrificing artifacts or creatures. Those two go great hand in hand with one another because you're going to get a real cheap 7/5 and a 7/5 trampler. You know, if you can reduce that cost and get this onto the battlefield over and over again, a 7/5 trampler is nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah, I would put it at B- or a solid C+. Is kind of where I'm teetering on this card. Is just it's a very
out of sync right now. Dargo is so much better than a C. This card is way better than Breaches. And you put Breaches at B. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta live. It needs to live at B.
Do you
for
not
just
think
my
it's a
sanity?
B?
Then I think this is an A, and I think that Breaches is a C. But that's okay. We're out of sync. We're giving our opinions tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the tier list is about, and that's why we've got 2 brains on the Jake and Joel Are Magic YouTube channel. Yeah, I think that you're going to be able to cheat this 7/5 Trampler out for 1 mana plus some other little things that you're already going to be doing synergistically with your deck. This commander is going to be cheap all the time, and as a Voltron commander or a commander damage commander, I think that this card is just waiting to beat some faces in.
Yeah, I think it's a B.
Do you think Dargo's a kisser or a cuddler? Bit off this lobster's claw right here.
Cuddler.
Yeah, too aggressive. Too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Jessica Thrice Reborn. Jake is a Planeswalker commander.
1 red, 2 other for 0 loyalty. Legendary creature Planeswalker. When it enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game. For 0, choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple to that opponent or triple damage to that player instead. And for -X, Jessica deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. I think it's a very strong card. The converted mana cost is very, very strong. We were just talking about Dargo. You know, there's a combo with it in Dargo if you can just sneak in for 21 damage. I think the card is very, very, very strong. It will be very difficult for me to rank it lower than an A. I think all of the abilities are relevant, and I love that converted mana cost.
First time I read this card, I was super low on it, and then the more that I looked at it and brewed around it and saw other people's stuff that they had come up with online brewing around it, I think that Jessica has a ton of potential in multiple ways as well. I think that it can be played as an aggro commander. I think that it can be played as a combo commander. I think that you've got a lot of potential here with Jessica. So I'm super with you on A, and like I said, when we revisit to see if we've got any S's that we missed, maybe it even pushes up there. Jake, what do you think about Jessica? Kisser or cuddler? She's a barbarian. Don't forget. Kamal's brother.
Cuddler.
Yeah. Yeah, I think lay down at night in a tent in a village after a good battle.
Really bad breath, cuddler.
Kedis. Emberclaw Familiar, 1 red, 1 other, 1/1 Elemental Lizard. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent. Combat damage.
It's kind of cool. That reverberation effect is really, really nice. It makes it to where, you know, you're doing that damage to one person. We talked about Prosh. You know, you would have this in the 99 of Prosh. You know, that turn where you combo out and smack them. That's what you want to do. I like the converted mana cost. It's nice and low. My cat needs to get into the room because she's super duper fickle. But I think it's like a solid B. It's a nice utility commander. Go on in there. Go in there.
That's Jake's Emberclaw.
Yeah, I think it's a fine card.
That's Jake's Emberclaw familiar that he just put in the room. I think it's a solid B. I do think that it's going to belong in the 99 of cards. That's actually making me want to put it down into a C. But I do think that there are partner combat commanders, especially after we've got this whole new batch of partner commanders. That
any
the potential
Voltron
exists.
Red wants this guy.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if you're running
but
Voltron,
not every Voltron
Red,
commander
you
is
just
going to
want to
be
be
a
like,
partner.
I'm about to go nuts. I'm about to get through. I'm about to use Key to the City, make my dude unblockable this turn. I'm gonna just play my Cadiz, and I'm just gonna smack on through. And I'm gonna do a lot of damage right now. And so for me, I see it as a nice little utility combo piece. But again, I see it in the 99. I don't know which Voltron commander. Yeah, I think it's a C.
C 99 is a C. I do think Kedis, I want to say Kisser, but it does remind me of that scene in Jurassic Park where that thing goes and then spits tar all in your face. And I really don't want tar spit in my face. What do you think?
Yeah, what, a Dilophosaurus? Yes,
yeah, Dilophosaurus.
Sure. Reminds me of the Dilophosaurus. Yeah, I can see that.
So you think Cuddler or Kisser?
Kisser.
Chat, you're distracting Jake tonight. Krark the Thumbless. You want to read this one to us?
One red, one other for 2/2. Legendary creature, Goblin Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, return that spell to its owner's hand. If you win the flip, copy that spell. And you may choose new targets for the copy. And of course, it has partner. You're just
this is a fun commander. Yeah, it's fun commander. Niche. You're getting any instants or sorceries though. Flipping, possibly copying. I mean, you got to run some other stuff in there. The other coin flip support, right, from the last couple of years, or even the thumb, that's gonna let you reflip stuff. But the thing for me, Jake, is that coin flips. That's not how I prefer to play MTG, and that's not really like it's super fun. But I'm at what for this one because I don't. When I want to cast my things in Commander, I've built this, with a strategy in mind. And so if I'm building a fun deck, coin flip deck, absolutely this is going in there. But if I'm building a Commander deck with a strategy, I want my spells to resolve. I don't want them to possibly return to my hand. And
Look, I can't rank it at what? I could rank it at like a solid C, but because it does have niche use that is very good for that niche, I think it's fine at C.
Okay. Would you kiss Krark or cuddle with Krark? What do you think would be better?
Cuddle with it. I would
look at those teeth. Like, oh my god.
And I'm sure there's some people that don't agree, that think it's like...
we don't have to apologize. This is our tier list. We got a tier list link in the description below. If you don't agree, go do your own tier list and tweet it at us. Yell at us. Jake, here's a zero-cost commander.
Yeah, you just go ahead and read it, because I hate reading this card's name.
Zero-cost Rograk, son of Roga. Legendary Kobold Warrior 0/1. First strike, menace, trample, and it has partner. This card is a zero-cost commander. And so, what do we know about cards that cost 0 in any format, really? Much less Commander.
It will be really hard to rank it lower than A, just based off of the fact that it costs 0. So
yeah, let's put this up into A, and we'll revisit it when we revisit for our S's. It's not looking like, if I'm glancing at the rest of the list, we're going to have any definite S's approaching. So we're going to have to revisit our A, and chat's going to get to pick an S. We'll pick an S each. So yeah, Rograk. Jake, would you? I'm kind of with you. Like the same thing with Krark. I think Rograk would be a good cuddler.
Same. I was thinking Cuddler as well. Yeah. Cuddler is good here.
Togo Goblin Weaponsmith is a 1 red, 2 other 2/2 Artificer. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock. Equipped creature has 1. Tap, sack, rock. This creature deals 2 damage to any target and equip of 1.
It's a really fun limited commander, and I don't think I would ever run it as my actual commander. It's very cute. It's a fun ability. I like the casting cost is nice and cheap, but the ability on it is just not enough for me to rank it very high. I don't think it's unplayable. I do not think that it's like a what. I think it could be a C. But yeah, I do see it as a political commander. I see political commander popping up down there as well.
Sure, but still, I mean, it's
not very good.
At least it's happening on the landfall.
Yep.
I guess is my real biggest argument for it being a C and not a what, because I am very close to what on it. But yeah, what do you think? Togo is a kisser or a cuddler?
Well, and think about this. Every single time on landfall, you're getting something that you can,
sacrifice,
equip and then attack with. So he does have built-in removal, which is really nice. Yeah. Although it's just a bunch of small little rocks that he's creating. So,
but that's the thing too, right? Like how many commanders? At least 2 commanders tonight. We've talked about what would be the lowest thing that you would want to sacrifice. What could you create that would be like instant? I don't care if I'm sacrificing. I think it would be rocks, right? And so if a land's entering the battlefield, they're artifacts. They are tokens, and we don't really care about them. But in a pinch, it's a weird shock.
Yeah. But for any strategy where you're just trying to create tokens as well and fill up the battlefield with artifacts that you can use to, like we talked about that one black partner guy that's just like sacrifice any number of artifacts and or creatures, just off of landfall, you're generating these. So, I think what's the question? Cuddler or kisser?
Yeah. The important question. Yeah. I think Togo's a good cuddler. Anara, Wolfed Familiar. Jake, tell us about the Wolf Beast.
1 green, 3 other for a 4/4. As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible and partner. So pretty big deal. Indestructible on your turn. I see this as being very effective in any kind of in any 99 that runs green. It's like you must kill this first before you kill my commander, and that's what's nice. It kind of comes off as like a flag bearer. Now that being said, even though it is a flag bearer, it's
only on your turn.
It isn't that exciting, and it is only on your turn. So I would rank it at like a C, but not like a oh man, boo, this card is awful, but I think it's fine.
Yeah. I'm having a tough time deciding, Jake. I want to kiss the snoot. I want to give a little on the nose. However, the cuddles with Anara in the evening would be sublime. Plus, it looks like Anara's got some incense lit, which would make the room smell nice.
Yeah, that's true. I think cuddles, man. 100% cuddles here.
I think cuddles. Yeah. Gilanra. Caller of Wirewood, 1 green, 2 other, 1/2 elf druid. Tap it to add a green. Whenever you spend this mana to cast a spell with CMC 6 or greater, draw a card. Jake, this is a mana dork out of the command zone with velocity built in.
Yeah, it's actually very strong for an uncommon, in my opinion. I love that velocity. If you're playing big stuff, just like having, essentially like it's an expensive mana dork. However, the fact that it has
you're gonna have 3
in draw is very, very good.
This deck,
you can get this online as early as turn 1, ready to go.
Oh yeah, easily. But I think that you're definitely on turn 3 dropping this in your green deck. Ramp's not going to be a problem that way, and so.
That being said, no evasion.
No, well, it's not
no evasion.
It's a mana rock that dies. That's all it is. We're not talking about this attacking.
It's 100% a support card for something bigger. Like we're going to talk about Kamal coming up here in a second.
I think Galanra's a strong B.
Kisser or Cuddler? What do you think?
Very thorny. Very thorny getting in touch.
I think we're doing a little peck.
A little peck and we're moving on. Yeah, I think it's too thorny to cuddles. Halana, Kessig Ranger's a 1 green, 3 other. Human Archer, 3/4 Reacher. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. When you do, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. So this is one that I think is very good and limited.
I think it's good and limited. And again, for anybody who values having a commander that has built-in removal, that way you don't have to run any kind of like targeted removal in your deck. I think that this is good for that kind of situation. And so just specifically because it's a commander that has a reasonable converted mana cost in green, meaning you can ramp into it early, you can get it online early, it has removal built into it. It's very far from what, and I think it's far from C for me. I think I would have to rank it at a B. Even though it's pretty humble, I still think it's a good, strong card.
Yeah, I'm more on C, looking at this as an actual constructed commander. Yeah, I hate this in the same way that I hate dies to removal, but you could pick a better green commander partner.
Yeah,
obviously.
I agree with that too.
And I hate doing that, but it's, you know, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you can pay 2. You're taxing yourself 2 just to get a fight. It's a one-sided fight, which is nice. It's not a straight-up fight. So if you're playing Death Touchers, actually, I just talked myself into a B.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, we can't undervalue built-in removal on a commander that is going to be like, again, your second in command, your like sidekick that's going to give you this nice little built-in ability. There's something that we could pair this with that's going to be a lot more potent, I'm sure. But just when you're thinking about this is just one side of what your commander can do, I think there's some good synergy on this. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Same way that I believed in the red counterpart here. I think there are going to be some great pelts on which we can cuddle in front of a fireplace.
I'm feeling cuddling as well.
Yeah. How about Itch Tekic Salvage Splicer?
1 green, 4 other for a 1/1 legendary creature, human artificer. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. When an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Itch Tekic and a 1/1 counter on each golem you control, and it has partner. It has a go wide built into it, a little bit expensive, although it is in green, so we can ramp into it. I think it's a fine card. It reminds me of the Splicers. You know, it's a Splicer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
it's a C for me. It maybe is even a what for me. I'm not going to.
Like, how much do you value that 3/3 golem? You know, like.
I mean, it's fine, but so you've got the upside on it for sure, which is why you're 1 down on a mana, because you're spreading 4 power across 2 creatures for 5 mana, right? So you're down 1 mana on your value, but that 1 mana pays for the upside of if artifacts die, Itch Tekic grows by 1/1, and every golem you control grows by 1/1. For me, I just think this is like a what or a C. I'm not interested in constructing commander, in really ever building this. It's fun. I like.
Yeah, I'm not going to build it. I would put it at a C. I don't think it's unplayable. I'm sure that there's like some weird use for it.
Right. But go wide with your Itch Tekic golems if you want. But I'm also kissing Itch Tekic because very spiky. Don't want to hug, but. Very attractive face. This is an attractive Itch Tekic. I'm not sure. Oh, it's a human. It's an attractive human right here with the crazy red thing in the middle. Maybe that can like read your mind while you're kissing, while you're giving a little smooch.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking kisser. Doesn't look very cuddly.
Gets a little smoochy. Come on, Heart of Kroza. 2 green, 6 other for a 5/5 human druid at the beginning of combat on your turn. Creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample until end of turn. For 2 mana until end of turn, target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature token with Vigi Indestructible and haste. It's still a land, and obviously that land will become an indestructible 4/4 trampler with Vigi and haste on the beginning of combat on your turn. Kamal's very strong for me. Kamal's very expensive. Kamal's
very expensive.
You need some ramp.
It has a built-in overrun. So, I mean, that's how you have to look at it. This is a commander with a built-in overrun. It pretty much says you need to pair it with something that is cheaper, something that is utility. But I do see this as being like the main engine of the deck is get Kamal online. Now, it's crazy because we reviewed Jeweled Lotus, and I'm sure there's some way with the right pile of artifacts and whatever that you could get Kamal online as early as turn 1 or turn 2. And I think in those situations, it's just going to be absolutely nuts.
Easy.
But
Mana Vault, Jeweled Lotus, Soul Ring, done.
Yeah, and it is a great, powerful card. It's a good threat. But because of that converted mana cost, I have to hold it back from S. I don't think it's possible to give it an S. A seems reasonable.
A
Easy
seems appropriate.
B, and anything below B is unreasonable completely.
Yeah, I think that it's an A for me, and it's because that high CMC is reflected in the fact that you get immediate value out of him unless they remove him pre-combat, which is asking a lot for that like late targeted removal just to be being saved for a Kamal drop. Maybe, but more unlikely. Unless someone's run away with the game and just has a library full of a library full of cards in their hand. I do like it at A, and I mean those arms. Do you see those arms, Jake?
Yeah, I see those arms. But
look at those arms.
What do those arms mean in Magic the Gathering? Come on.
That Kamal's probably one of the most excellent cuddlers that we've had on this entire list as well.
Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, I think Cuddler as well. I think Cuddler is good.
Wears a lot of fur because this is Heart of Kroza Kamal. This is after his pit fighting days. Got the Mirari on there. Kodama of the East Tree, Jake. Read this crazy spirit to us.
Yeah, 2 green, 4 other for 6/6 reach. Legendary creature spirit. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield and has partner. Pretty strong card going on here. And again, let's keep in mind this is partner. So This is just one half of what your commander potential can be depending on what you decide to pair it with. Yeah, I think this is a very, very strong card.
It's dropping extra lands. It's dropping extra permanents if they are lower CMC, equal or lesser, or even equal. I mean, just the ability for this to go...
It kind of like cascades from hand is kind of how it feels, you know? So
Chosen
I
cascade
think
from hand.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very strong card at a rare. I think this could have been a mythic, and I would have understood why it would have been at a mythic power level. That being said, I think this might actually be an S, Joel, just because it's so much card advantage. However, I do think we could put it at A because it's so difficult this late in the tier list to award an S. But
yeah, let's revisit it when I think we're going to have to go back and revisit our A's and see if we want to bump anything up to S. Everybody will get a choice. I want to walk up and give a little smooch on that jewel. I want to see what that does.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a cuddler. Like, I feel like I'm probably going to be, like, enveloped by this Kodama of the East Tree. Like, I feel like I will be cradled into the... Guy is cradled into the sky.
Maybe become...
The treetop village. Guy is
you might become a plant yourself, Jake. Just, you need to be aware of that.
Like an annihilation. Yeah.
Right, yeah. You might be assimilated into the Eastern Tree.
We can only hope, right?
That's what I've been hoping for. Let's look at Numa Joraga Chieftain. 1 green, 2 other for a 2/2 elf warrior. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay X twice. When you do, distribute X once, +1/+1 counters among any number of target elves.
It's fine.
Good in elves.
It's
narrow.
It's very narrow. I don't see it as being my commander. As far as partners go, I would put it at a C or a what.
Yeah, I think that it's got some potential as an elf commander with the black card draw thorn.
Fair card.
Partner there. Yeah, but I think it's you want to be spending your mana. I mean, you're growing your line. It's possible. It's just I mean, paying X twice too. It's not quite there. It's clearly meant for a more limited commander approach, having an elf at the king of your, as the commander of your deck. But I do think that for a narrow ability, I should say, on an elven commander deck, possibly. What do you think? Kisser or Cuddler?
Kisser. Those are some nice big luscious lips.
Oh yeah, this is a beautiful creature. Elf warrior. I'm giving Numa a smooch. Slurk.
Now this is a cuddler. This is a cuddler.
This
Spoilers.
is king of the cuddlers. Slurk all ingesting. Final one. 1 green, 5 other for a 0/0 ooze. Enters the battlefield with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. So out of the rip, you get a 6 cost 5/5. When it or another creature dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control that already has a +1/+1 counter on it.
It's definitely counters matter, but again, very expensive card here.
Well,
Great
and
and
you
limited.
gotta have creatures with already +1/+1 counters on them.
Right.
Or the die trigger does nothing. It's nice to have an Ooze Lord. I think it could be fun as an Ooze Lord.
Those counters do reverberate every time. So in counters matter, it goes in the 99, and that for me is a C, dude.
Yeah, into the 99 as a C. Ladies and gents, this is where our tier list currently stands, but we have an unofficial tradition here at Jake and Joel are Magic for our Commander Legends tier lists anyway, that now you, the chat, gets to decide which of our A's become an S. Chat, I need you to start typing. I need you to type which of these A's up here, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit because we're just looking at the A's now. Which of these A's become S's? Jake and I are each going to get a pick.
Mine. I have mine that I want to move up.
Go ahead.
I have one that I'm moving up.
Chat, be typing. We're going to look.
I'm moving. So if you're talking about Kodama, stop talking about Kodama, because I'm actually going to put my marbles into Kodama, just because I'm reading it and I'm a big fan of the card. I know that the converted mana cost is a little high, but I do think that this card is actually an S just because of what we can cheat out onto the battlefield. And so for me, we got to move Kodama up to an S just because for one half of your commander, that partner, this is just a lot going on. This is very
100%.
strong.
I agree. Jake, I'm going to use mine to lean into what I know about MTG as a game, as a competitive thing, and I'm going to say that Rograk is actually an S and not an A. A zero-cost commander. You can't tell me that there is not infinite combo potential here, since the CMC is so low. It is a zero-cost creature. Plus, the ability for an aggro deck to get going super early. I just think that zero cost stuff gets broken too easily for Rograk not to be a super dope commander. And so I'm going to use my move up to S for Rograk. And I think that probably surprises you. I'm seeing in chat, Jake.
That's fine. I'm seeing lots of Sakashima. I'm seeing some Savri popping up.
Yeah. I am seeing way more Sakashima than I am seeing anything else. And so yeah. I'm going to say that chat's S from A is Sakashima of 1,000 Kisses.
And what does that say? What does that say about Magic the Gathering, that the 3 S's from this represent Teamer, which has been Teamer energy, all of this Teamer wilderness reclamation, these Teamer colors that continue to dominate.
I do think if we look down here in the A's, Jake, I think that there are a few A pluses. I think that Tevish is an A plus. I think Jessica's an A plus. I do think Kamal's an A plus. Sitting on these 3 at the upper end of there, I think that an argument can be made for those as well. However, that is our take on tier listing the Commander Legends partners. Let's close the book. Thank you so much for watching. Like we said at the beginning of the video, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. We have a lot of fun doing these live. Sorry if you didn't get to join us live. Hit that notification bell down there so you know when we do go live, and you can hop in and tell us next time which card you would move from A to S.
That's right. Thanks for hanging out. We know that there have been some other tier lists, but we wanted to get our input out there. We do appreciate everybody hanging out. We have nothing but love in chat. Make sure that you are subscribed. Also, Joel, we should mention that we did hit 8,000 subscribers, and so in the next couple days, we will be announcing a box giveaway for 8,000, and just something to keep in mind. We'll go ahead and put this in the giveaways playlist for anybody who's interested in those giveaways. We won't be doing giveaway videos like that, so if you are still interested in the giveaways, make sure to follow that giveaways playlist to keep up with everything in the future. So yeah, until next time, I'm tapped out.
I'm tapped out. Chat, that's how you film a video right there.
We're done. We're done with the video. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. I see tons of love in chat. Panthers for life. Hi, Joel. You're my favorite. Thor Deacon, my first deck from this set is Rog and Arden. Chris Clark says this was great. Take care, guys. MTG means clapping. Primal, I I mean in general. I don't know what that means. Ty Walden also, thanks guys. Card Shop in here. Got in late. Looking forward to the pack busting this week. That's right, Card Shop. We're going to have some of that going on. Yeah, Max Benjamin, nothing but love going on in chat here. So thanks everybody for that. This video is going to be released a little bit differently. And yeah.
Real quick before we drop off, Derek, Lucas, Martin, Marcos, Mr. Zombie Fred, Joshua, Jalen, Logan, Fool of Life. If you are in chat hanging out right now and you hit that subscribe button, thank you so much. If you're watching this after, you hit that subscribe button, thank you so much. If you're in chat and you have not yet, hit like, hit subscribe, go down there and do that. It really, really helps us out. It's a click of a button, and it does so much to get this video in front of other eyes. Like Jake said, we will be doing our 8K giveaway here coming up pretty soon. Make sure you've got that notification bell clicked down there so you know exactly when we go live. We have planned streams Tuesdays, Thursdays, but we like to randomly go live and do videos like this because we really like having y'all's input, and the interaction in these kind of videos make those really, really fun.
Yeah, I think we've said all the things. Until next time, I hope you have a nice rest of your night. We've got some fun stuff coming up in the future. I did see some people in the middle asking, how do you get the Jake and Joel logo next to your name? Joel, why don't you go ahead and explain that to anybody who's interested, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream.
Yeah, outside of clicking like, clicking subscribe, that's the easiest, quickest, freest way to support us. But if you do want to support us further, we've got two different ways to do that. For just a little bit, you can click that join down there. It's $2.99, I believe. $2.99, you can join our channel. You get a badge next to your name. You can see Ansel in chat right now. The badge next to your name pops up on live chats, and it pops up on any comments that you leave on any of our videos across the channel. And so we always see, you know, those names pop up real quick, real first when our new videos drop. We've also got a Patreon. The link is down in the description, and I will block it right, and I will drop it right here. I just dropped in the chat. Click join. The join button is down there, and I just now, there it is, dropped a link to our Patreon. Patreon's got tiers $5 and up. Any tier gets you immediately into our Discord, and then we got a lot of fun stuff outside of that. Swag, all sorts of stuff. Right now, our promotional item, if you join at any level, you get this sweet hollow Jake and Joel are magic
I have them, they're
logo
just
sticker.
not in arm's length.
Yeah, no worries. Past giveaways have included our first edition Jake and Joel are cartoon characters sticker. Those are gone. Those will never be printed again. That was a very limited time
they will be
promotional
printed again,
item.
but never as a first edition sticker like those ones said. We do appreciate everybody for popping in. Card Shop says, great vid with the etched foils, Jake. Thanks very much. Panthers for Life says, I want to see you two battle each other. Well, it's funny you say that because we've been brainstorming a Jake versus Joel series where the loser will actually have to do silly things like wear a costume on the channel. We'll never mention it, but you might just see us wearing something silly in a video, and it might just be because Joel and I played a game of Commander and one of us lost. But yeah, there's definitely that kind of stuff that's on the docket that we've been talking about. I guess that's it, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it, if there's any more channel updates. 8K giveaway coming up. You know, watch out for other videos this week. This one's going to drop tomorrow on the main channel. On the release channel. This is our live version, I guess I should say, on the release half of the channel. We got 3 ways to build Wild Soul of Steel coming out later this week. Got some more EDH vids, Token or Infinite. Thursday, we're going to be live streaming some MTGO Commander Legends drafts from about 4 Eastern until I get tired of it. And then tomorrow afternoon at about 4 Eastern, we're going to start streaming. We've got some November fan fights, so we've got some Brawl duels to go through tomorrow, which is going to be our patrons versus me. If you want to join that series, go check out our Patreon. One of the tiers is the fan fight tier. Man, this was a tier list. We have now rated Jake. Think about this. That was, how many cards was that?
41.
That was 41 cards. There were 32 legends, so we've tier listed 73 cards for this set. Holy crap.
Yep, that's it. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Until next time, I'll see you on the flippity.
Catch y'all later. Bye.